All right. Welcome to our weekly ECONversations podcast. I am happy to have with us today Gina Gonzales with the city of Menifee, Scott Agajanian with the city of Murrieta, and Kimberly Davidson with the city of Wildomar. And today we are going to talk about processes. Right now, obviously, yes, we are in a different day and age where obviously in-person and contact stuff is at a different level. So how does that affect what's going on in each one of your cities? So let's talk about kind of like each individually, what's going on in your cities and the process that is taking place, because I think that, you know, each one of you have come up with new and unique, and I think probably what is going to be the future of the way some of these processes are done. So Gina, why don't we start with you in the city of Menifee?
Thank you. Yes, I would say that, you know, right now City Hall is open from 9 to 1, Monday through Thursday, and we have opened up to the general public those days. That doesn't account for, obviously, for the elections. They're accepting, you know, ballots right now, so it's open beyond those hours for that particular use. But as far as the front counter goes, 9 to 1, our permit counter is available. We are encouraging to skip the line, do it online. And really, I think that it's a lot easier to do it online, to be perfectly honest with you. Since COVID, I know that we already were in the process of transforming our system overall and streamlining it. We already had a one-stop shop and we were transforming it to a zero-stop shop. And I think COVID just exacerbated it and made us put on the gas pedal to converting it overall. And like my counterparts, I'm sure that a lot of us turned our city hall to a virtual city hall, and our permit counter is now online. You can submit plans, submit signed Mylars, pull permits literally electronically. It's really forced, I think, a lot of cities to think differently on how to do business and how to keep the momentum going without delaying projects and delaying overall business into our business community. So honestly, I think if there was a silver lining, that would definitely be one for our business community, is being able to access local government easier, more efficiently, and get things done quicker at the ease of their home, really.
Very good. Kimberly, what about Wildomar?
So the city of Wildomar, we closed our city hall back in March to the public. We've been all working full time, probably even more so than normal, really, because as you know, we're trying to overcompensate for the emergency pandemic. And so everyone's just been kind of overly available as we all work from home, and that's a good thing. It's probably not sustainable, so hopefully we all get back to work and open to the public at some point. I know that I've kind of got no division between work and dinner and work again and, you know, breakfast, like, did I sleep, you know? But one of the things, you know, one of the main points about Wildomar is our staff at Wildomar City Hall is only about 14 people. So our council and our city manager is always very mindful. I mean, we always have, pre-COVID, we always have signs around the office that say, if you're sick, stay home. We just can't afford to pass a virus around City Hall because, you know, there'd be no one. We don't have a B team. There's no second string. So we are always very mindful of that. We have a lot of, we do have an emergency services coordinator, and in conjunction with our HR department, there's always, even pre-COVID, there was always conversations about proper hand cleaning and staying home and that sort of thing. So that all being said, we've been very mindful of not having our city hall open to the public during these times. We still, even with the minimal employees that we have coming in there every day, we have it sanitized and all that stuff. So kind of like what Gina and Menifee have had to do, and I'm sure Scott is going to have a similar story. We've had to put a lot of things online that were not previously online before. And one of those things was our business registrations prior to COVID, you had to go into Wildomar City Hall Monday through Thursday between 8 and 5, because we're closed every Friday, and fill out by hand. It wasn't even online. It wasn't even like a usable PDF online. You really had to, pen and paper, fill out our application for our business registration. So we got that online in March. And so now you can get your business registration 24/7 online. Now it still gets routed to all of the departments that need to look at it. It's not just an instant, here's your business registration. That piece of it never went away. It's just all done electronically now and over the web. So that was something that we were really proud of. We've only been a city for 12 years, so we haven't had all of the time to get these things in place anyways, but COVID definitely pushed us to get it done a little bit faster than maybe we would have otherwise. But we've definitely put a lot of, we now have a portal, a public works portal, where people can take a picture of an issue, maybe a pothole or graffiti, and send that through the public works portal, and that gets handled. So we've taken a lot of our regular systems that were done by people coming in over the counter and have automated all of those and put them into an online internet version of the same service.
And I think a lot of those things that you're talking about are things that a lot of businesses and cities and organizations have been wanting to do, but have been afraid to do. Now we were all forced to do it and have realized, oh man, we should have been doing this years ago, right?
Right. Well, and I think, just having worked in city government for 12 years, I know the city is always looking at being good stewards of the taxpayer money. And so if there's something that's working fine and doesn't need to be upgraded, they're usually very hesitant to just go out and upgrade it just because. So it makes a lot of sense that some of these upgrades or some of these, pushing things to an online that we've all been talking about for a long time really didn't get done until it became absolutely necessary to do. And most of us had even, maybe we had set aside money. We already had quotes on how to do it. Research had already been done, but it was like until there was a real reason to have to push that button and move forward. Sometimes cities are just hesitant to do that because we want to make sure that we're spending the right money at the right time.
Very good. So Scott, Murrieta, what have you guys been up to?
Well, Patrick Drysdale Ellis, I appreciate the question. And I want to point out that Murrieta, unlike Wildomar, does have a B team. And so we are, used to having to do those kind of separations. And I want to congratulate Angelo's Brick Oven Pizzeria for their expansion and full bar. That is very good news. Congratulations, guys. So, we're in the same position where we've been trying to digitize for a while. So obviously COVID strikes and we had to start changing our services. And we've accepted more things digitally than we have in the past, where we're starting to take in some applications and things that we didn't necessarily to have in print. But we've had plans for a full development services software to roll out for quite some time, and we've been working on it. And honestly, COVID probably slowed us down a bit because we've been changing services so often that it's hard to implement a new system when you're just busy trying to play catch up. I think one of the challenges for all of us has been that services didn't stop. And yet we still had to figure out how to juggle based on working behind the scenes and teleconferencing and Zooming and taking applications in different formats. For example, we've got buckets outside where you drop off your submittals and then we go outside and retrieve them. And so we're going through different processing in the same time where we're trying to roll out a new digital format. And so it's a little bit of a challenge to do all at once, but I think it shows the need to get to that point where we have this all dialed in so that way we can be more prepared for situations like this. So I think at this point, we're trying to work through the process of managing day-to-day, taking in submittals, which haven't slowed, and in fact have probably increased in some ways in processing work, because it takes a little more effort to go through a procedure that allows us to take our submittals and resubmittals in. And still at the same point work on getting to a point where we're fully digital, which is the goal.
Are you guys open Monday through Thursday or Friday or?
We're here Monday through Friday and a half. We're here on a 980, but we are not open to the public outside of ballots. So we are close to the public. We had plans to open to the public, but it's all going to be based on the tiered system and what happens in the near future. So we're getting close to reopening possibly.
Are you guys, what software did you guys end up using? Acela, or what did you guys end up going with?
Oh goodness, now I have to remember the name. I don't remember. It was down to there was 3 bids, and I can't remember which one. It was the good one. Okay, for goodness sakes.
I'm talking to B team, not A team.
Yeah, why are you talking to me about which software we
It
picked?
was, Scott, it was a good one at a very good price.
Yeah, it was the best one at the best
There
deal
you
for the
go.
American
At the best
public.
price.
No, I honestly, if you said it, I probably know it, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
So
That's
what processes are, I guess, what ones are you guys most happy about or maybe surprised about that you think that after this is all said and done will stay in place that's going to help things to continue, right? Because, some places probably won't. Some places maybe didn't do the full investment, maybe cities in, I don't know, Northern California or whatever, that, decided, well, we're just going to go back to doing the things the way they were. What are things that you guys are going to end up doing in your cities that are going to keep you guys moving forward more efficiently? Or that you're, like I said, that you may be even kind of surprised about that, hey, we're going to continue to do this and it's going to be better for us on an overall basis.
Yeah, I mean, first step, I'll jump in, everyone, and I think we all think the same thing. You know how hard it is to get 5 or 6 people from a development team together and then partner them with all of the city staff, and how easy it is to get the broker and developer and their architect and everyone together on a Zoom call. I think we found that there's a lot of wasted meetings that happen in city world that can really be converted to Zoom or conference calls. We don't have to get together all the time. One of the things that happens in development world is you're meeting a lot and you're walking through the process a lot, but I don't think everybody has to come down to City Hall for every single meeting. And I think that we can eliminate a lot of that waste and make things a lot simpler and quicker.
And I think as far as some of the virtual and online things that we've implemented, we were very careful not to implement something that we're just going to take away after so everything that we've implemented, we're going to keep it. We're always going to do the online business registrations. We have the public works portal. I know there's a lot of things that we've implemented that I'm not thinking about right now. I had actually done a, kind of like a cheat sheet on this for a council update at one point. I was looking for it while you guys were talking and I couldn't find it, but those are the only 2 that come to my mind at the moment. But kind of what we didn't want to do was offer our residents another way of doing something online and then take that away from them when things go back to whatever normal might be in the future. Because the fact of the matter is, COVID or not COVID, the world is moving to kind of a 24/7 format with the online stuff, right? If I want to buy a pair of shoes at midnight from my bed, I can do that in today's world. Why can't you also get a business registration or apply for, whatever, your permit to do whatever? Why can't you do the rest of that online too? So I think even COVID or not COVID, I think we're moving to a format where everyone wants the access at the touch of their fingers, at the tip of their fingers anyway. I'm having a horrible time talking. I think I need a cup of coffee.
Shoes from midnight.
Where's my coffee waitress? I need a coffee. Angelo, bring me coffee. But yeah, we were very careful to really implement the things that we felt like we were going to keep beyond COVID. COVID only just made it come on faster and got, kind of lit the fire under us a little bit better and got it done quicker. Like I said before, because we were, kind of holding off in some areas to see if it was really needed, this sort of thing. But I think all of the things that we've implemented, we plan on keeping. Although we're not going to keep doing Zoom council meetings. I'll tell you, the minute we can go back to in person, our mayor is like, he's already, a little bit upset that we haven't been able to do it. He would rather have it in person. So those things we will get back to doing in person when we are allowed to.
Well, even in Menifee, I think we'll still be keeping the Zoom for a while because of people, if they feel unsafe to attend, even though there's I think that's
a combo, maybe a combo.
Yeah. Scott, I was going to talk about your virtual assistant. I thought that was pretty cool, and being able to answer questions online.
Yes.
From a public information standpoint.
It's something that Robin Godfrey is very proud of. And if you haven't visited the website, please check it out. It's a cool little feature. And I think we just keep enhancing in terms of websites and submittal opportunities. And like I said, the end game goal for Stoll rollout through building and safety is a full development services software. So we're trying to digitize, but big ships steer slow. It's all a little bit new to us, and we're trying to figure out how to get there.
I don't think people understand, it's not an easy task or an easy feat, to take development services in. It's not just here's one submittal and that's it. It is a very cumbersome process in building it, and who does it go to, and just the chain reaction or the tree that you're creating for something like that. It's time intensive. It's not quick and easy by any means.
Yeah. But what's exciting about it is it helps to lay expectations, right? Expectations on the city as to what our turnaround times will be, but also expectations on whoever the applicant is as to what their turnaround times are. So if it's in their hands for a really, really long time, it becomes incumbent upon them to get their work done and completed so that we can get onto our work. So I think it creates transparency in how we operate and how we each work on our portion of the entitlement process.
Even from a consultant standpoint, you're exactly right. If a tenant sees, the consultant can always blame the city, but it's right there if they log in to the portal and they see that it's hit their team that's kind of holding things up. It's both ways. We want it to come in too. We want it to, get it in and out as quick as possible. So it helps both sides, to your point.
Yeah, you guys are getting it in and out. That's awesome.
So anyways, moving on.
That sounds good right now. I think that's what I need. That's what I need to keep me focused. Angelo, I need an In-N-Out burger.
Sounds really good. One of the things that I would bring up would be the virtual City Hall counter. So you can go online, I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually request to meet with somebody virtually quickly. And it's pretty neat where instead of having to physically come in or call, you can actually set up your appointment ahead of time virtually right from the front page. And I don't know, I think it's pretty neat from somebody that would rather do something quick and easy and from my home or my office. Overall, I'm just happy to see the changes instead of, showing up at City Hall, pulling a number, sitting down, waiting 45 minutes to an hour, and then talking to them. I would, it's pretty neat of being able to go in and out, get your business taken care of, and have that expectation. Stop saying in and out.
I know you really want that in and out, don't you?
Yeah.
4x4 fries.
All about, Scott.
It'll be nice to have some of those virtual opportunities into the future, but I still look forward to seeing people face to face. I can't do the Zoom stuff much.
I think we all do. I think that we have all really determined and figured out that there are so many platforms, and opportunities that this platform provides that would make it so much more effective and expedient for everyone.
But we'll have options. We'll have options going into the future.
Yes,
and like
exactly.
Gina said, I mean, because I can remember days of having to drive to Orange County to meet with developers and whatnot. Well, why can't we just do a Zoom at least for the first meeting? And you know what? Here's a funny story. So we had, as you guys know, Wildomar just signed a contract to do a market research study on Clinton Keith. And as such, the research company had to come out, and they, of course, wanted to do a site tour. And we've all done these with developers. You put them in your car, you drive them around. Well, I couldn't really put them in my car because of social distancing. So it was the first time in 12 years I've done a site tour, and we were in two different cars, but we were speaking over Bluetooth. And you know what? It worked fine. It was a little bit different. We stayed in our different cars, and we drove really slow along Clinton Keith and probably irritated a lot of people, but kind of slowed down because, I mean, here we are, I'm like a real estate agent, pointing out things, and we're trying to go slow and do that. But we were able to do that with hands-free Bluetooth going on, in case my sheriff's department is watching. But it was interesting, and it was just, kind of so perfect for 2020 and COVID that, of course, I was doing a site tour with two different cars, but it worked. We made it work. So I think if there's a will, there's a way, and we can get creative and make it work. And we're all still accomplishing the same, if not more, than we were when we were just open to the public anyway. So I think it's just it's been really interesting to see how we've had to get creative and still make things work and still do things like site tours, even though we can't do a site tour.
And all that being said, one of the questions I think, or the follow-up to this was, what do you want to go away? And I'll switch that to, what do you want to come back? Things like lunch with friends. You know, events where everybody, all your business community comes out and supports one restaurant and comes in and hosts a time where everybody can have some camaraderie and build relationships.
And mixers.
And as fun. And
Coffee with the city.
Coffee with the city. We've done a great job going virtual on as much as we can, but there's no experience that you can have that relates to a lunch with friends where you've got 40 business owners together celebrating one restaurant.
Some of those things really just need to be in person.
Yeah,
Some things are in person.
10 different conversations going on with different people versus one taking their time when you do it virtually.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
the good news is if you get enough people on a Zoom, my head shrinks really small. You don't have to look at this face in that large of a space. But, you know, the bad news is you don't get to build personal relationships in the same way. And a lot of what we do is relationship building.
Absolutely.
Well,
Very
with that, we invite you to our city hall or to visit us at menifeebusiness.com or cityofmenifee.us.
Or murrietaca.gov.
And cityofwildemar.org.
And the site selector at murrietaeconomicdevelopment.com.
Yeah.
Wait,
there
is
you
it
go.
.com? Shoot, now I can't remember.
Yes, it's .com.
.com, good.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. That actually was very insightful. I think that obviously that plays right into what we're trying to do is show people that this area in Southwest Riverside County is the place you want to be. You want to bring your business. You want to relocate your business. You want to expand your business. That's what we're here for. So I want to thank you guys for your time. I know it's very important, a valuable time, and I appreciate you guys spending it with us to be able to do this. So till next week, we'll see you then. We'll probably throw up some websites here at the end so that everyone gets to dial in and see who's who. But thanks again. Till next time, have a great day.
Congratulations, Menifee, on In and Out.
Right out here in our future.